Hi, so this is my review of the UMIDIGI Z Pro. This is the rebranded Umi brand, so they used to be called Umi, now they're called UMIDIGI. This is also the upgraded version, so there's an UMIDIGI Z phone, but this is the Pro, so just bear that one in mind. This is the Pro version, so it's got a 5.5 inch screen, 4G dual SIM, all that kind of good stuff. It's got 10 cores. All the products and all the specs are on the product page, so I won't go through everything, but I'll highlight the main part of this is that it's a dual camera setup here, and there's a bit more, it's a bit better specs than the older version. So with that in mind, let's open and have a look at this packaging wise. It's quite straightforward, quite basic. Bear in mind that also on the Amazon page, by buying this phone, you also get the in-ear headphones with the microphone for free. So that's part of a promotion currently running on Amazon. This is a possibility to get as well. So actually, if we have a look at this first, just to show you some of the, what's included, the bundled options. User manual, can't be that hard to use, if I'm honest. Right, so, headphones themselves, let's have a look. Again, good quality, seems to be connected pretty well, quite a standard plastic wire. Top wise, these seem to be metal, so that's quite good. And then obviously you've got these earbuds as well, and then some spare earbuds. So again, it's kind of standard headphones, but the point is these are free and included, so that's another good positive for this purchase. Volume rocker and that kind of stuff on here are also standard stuff. Let's leave that to the side. So let's have a look at the phone. So you can see here, here's the phone. Let's go through that in a second. Leave that here for now. Let's go through what else is in the box first, just so we get a good picture. So inside we've got looks to be a user manual. Pro. What's included, different languages, how you charge it, quite basic stuff, and some of the stats in the end as well. Fine. We've also got a nice fast charger, so USB UK plug, perfect. The SIM card tool to then poke in the SIM card to release that. We'll need this in a second, I'll show you how that works. And lastly, a really nice red braided USB-C type connector. So that's the connector on this phone. Really nice, good quality. So that's all that. Let's put that to the side. Let's have a look at the phone. Let's just peel this off and peel this off. So immediately as I feel this, I can feel the quality. The build quality is insanely good. So there's a nice metal ring going around the outside, so that keeps it sturdy, keeps it solid. No bending and that kind of stuff. But also on the back, you can see there's a nice finish here, like a matte black finish. So really smooth. You can also pick up the dual camera setup here, flashlight and that kind of stuff. You've got the 3.5mm jack at the top for the headphones. On the bottom you've got the USB-C connector. You've also got the microphone area and also the speaker area. That's the way they've designed this, by having them separate like this. On the front, you'll be able to pick up the really, really nice and smooth screen. It could be a fingerprint magnet due to this, but that remains to be seen for now. You've got the front-facing camera, the earpiece here, and also you've got this button down here. Now the reason I say button is because I believe, as I try and press this down, this actually isn't a physical button. It's something inbuilt into the glass where it's touch sensitive. So rather than me clicking it, which is not possible, so if I try and press, it's not possible to click. So it's inbuilt into the glass, if that makes sense. Think of it as a groove. It's just grooved out in the glass where the fingerprint sensor holds or the back button holds. So that's the way that works. So just to summarise, build quality, very, very good. Just to also highlight the branding again, UMIDIGI is here, rather than Umi, which it used to be called. Let's have a look at the SIM card tray slot. According to the product page, it's a dual SIM. So let's see that. Press that in. So you can see that here. Dual SIM, Plenty of space there. Also space to add a micro SD card. So that's good. Let's feed that back in for now. Okay, we'll leave it like that. Also the volume rocker and the on button is here. So let's actually see if we can turn it on. Put some juice in here. This is what it looks like. But just wanted to point out that it's got, you know, loads of memory in there, 4 gig of RAM, plenty of storage space. I think it comes inbuilt with about 16 gig, so plenty in there. Rather than the default Android setting options, I've just started this up now, and we can see that, look, you've got the basic Android experience, you know, really good, really beautiful. Standard stock version, so nothing has been changed, there's no bloatware, there's no that kind of random stuff on top, so it keeps it nice and clean, nice and smooth, running at optimal performance. So if we go into the settings option, if we go down into the about phone option, also you can notice while I'm doing this, the speed at which this is interacting with me is fast, so the input is not laggy. This is good. About phone, if we look down here, we can see the Android version is 6.0. It does say you can update this to 7.0. I'll check if there's an update. Maybe you can do that once I get wireless, I'll check that. But the point is, it comes shipped with Android 6.0. Okay. 32 gig storage internally, and quite importantly, the Android security patch level is from the 5th of February. So something that may need to be updated depending on when that's released, but the point is it's pretty much up to date with the patches. You can also notice it's got the buttons inbuilt into the screen right now. This is and has the ability to change. So you see the home button and the back button. Remember, this main button here also acts as the home, so if I press this, you see that that goes back to the home screen. I should say tap this, because obviously it's not a physical button. But you do have the capability to move these buttons off screen, so have more screen space, and have them here. So let me show you. You can go into settings, you can go into, I believe it's called buttons, I passed it, here. And then you can set whichever you like. So at the moment it's virtual, i.e. here, and then you've got the navigation bar, so whichever icons you like. But what you could do is change that to physical. By changing that to physical, you can see at the bottom that's then removed. So now those buttons have moved down into this space here. I quite like this because it's invisible, which gives it a more cleaner look. So now if I try to go back, the back button should be here. If I press here, it does actually go back. So the point is, you've got the flexibility to change that. Yes, that's part of Android, but the point is it comes in with this hardware as well. Go back again. I tap this button, you can see all the open screens and whatnot, and whatever apps are open as well. So that's good. So again, default Android stock experience. So again, default Android stock experience. Nothing too different here from what you'd usually get. One thing I do want to show you is the camera, because that's one of the main points of this. So if I click that here, lots of photo modes open. This is the default settings, I haven't changed any of this. You've seen I've just opened it up with this stuff anyway. But the point is, it starts on photo mode. You can use the zoom capability here. So there's an actual button there, it says one time, so press that, and zoom in, press that again, and zoom in a little bit more. It's got to type it properly. So it's got that zoom built in. So if I go back to normal, you can also see it's got one of this fancy photography features called this mode if I swipe to this side. So what this enables you to do is to actually focus on an object like this. So you might be able to pick that up in the video, but you could then also blur the background if you want. So that gives it more of a traditional photography type look. You're focusing on the subject, whereas the background is blurred. Almost like you see with your own human eyes. If you focus on this phone, the background should be blurred. In normal phones, in other phones without this feature, everything is in focus. You may not have noticed that, but when you do go back and see older pictures of what you've taken, everything will be in focus. This is more of a nice feature to have, right? Other modes available is the mono mode. So you can see it's now obviously grayscale. You've also got face beauty mode. So so presumably for selfies. That's quite a good feature for that. Zoom capability and all of that as well. Another photo mode you've got is the Pro Photo, which enables you to change the settings on the fly. So you could say, okay, I want higher contrast, or I want less saturation, or whatever else. You can change that on the fly and have that settings effect here as well when the picture's taken. Videos, quite standard, quite normal. Also want to show you the ability that it supports. It's the 4K. So 4K ability here. Again, really impressive. 4K in a phone these days is also very good. You've got 1080p camera, 720p camera, quite normal stuff there. Time lapse, all the basic stuff you get. Another one, so there's panorama, quite normal, quite what you're used to normally, but also there's a live photo mode. So what you could do is almost like the setting on the Apple phones. You could take a picture of something and then it takes a few seconds before and afterwards, so it gives you a nice short video of what's going on. I think it's actually only a second before and after, so it gives you an almost interactive picture. That's one way to describe it. But in all, camera quality stock, in my opinion, is very good. I've seen some other reviews saying that it's not quite up to par. Again, with more testing I could find that out, but for now, basic default settings and what I've done so far, it seems to be good to me. Just to show you the app drawer, again, fast, standard experience, nothing bloaty on here, so that's all good. All the basic apps that you need, and obviously you can install your own if you need to. So in my opinion, really impressed with this phone. Build quality excellent, software obviously being very important with phones this day and age. If the software is utilised properly with the hardware, it makes for a good combination, like Apple, like Samsung for example. This seems to be a good package right now as well. A couple of things I'll test over the next few days is more the photo mode, the GPS, which is critical for me, so I'll test that, the wireless and the reception performance, I'll see how good that is, and I'll make sure I write this description in the review and how I found it. So for now, that's the phone, really impressed. Those are the headphones, that's the content inside, and that's pretty much it. So that's the review, thanks for watching.